My time has come, we've had some fun.
It's time for the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast. Here with a load of laughs, info, and fun, it's Tony B, Dave B, and Timmy D.
Before I go alone. Don't ask me this and one more song. It ain't too costly, no, I ain't too cheap, so just relax. I'm on my knees.
Welcome to the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast, episode number 139. My name is Tony B. Alongside me, as usual, is David B. Timmy D. Not in this morning. The views of Ship's Gonna Happen are purely news-driven and do not express the views of any transportation provider or any business entity that uses a transportation provider. David, why do we do this show?
Transportainment.
Boom! That's right, transportainment. You can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and our home site. You can catch us too. All you got to do is put us in a search engine, Ship's Gonna Happen, and you will find us. David B., it is a beautiful morning here in Indianapolis.
Very beautiful morning. It's got and I know this is the first weekend of June or the second weekend of June. It feels like September, late September in the air. Kind of beautiful, crisp morning.
I know.
Good morning to be out. If I'd have had my stuff together, I should have disc golfed this morning. It would have been a great morning to have done.
No
that.
wind either, right?
Exactly. Yes. Overcast. It's a beautiful morning, and it's just, it's a good day. This show, along with all of the shows, brought to you by Great Divide, 743 East New York Street, downtown Indianapolis. Great place to go after Ship's Gonna Happen week. Great place to go and unwind, get a great meal, hear some good music, chat it up with locals. Jen and her crew are working real hard, and they're about to open up on Saturdays again soon. Tony, we heard that the other day. I think it's next weekend. So,
is it? Yeah.
But yeah. Great Divide, good spot. Tell her if you ever go in there, tell them that the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast sent you. Producer Tony, how are you this morning?
Man, I'm doing good. I excited about having the weekend. Pretty busy last week. I'm doing good. We've got a.
So it looks like you've mowed recently.
I did last night.
19th green.
Yeah. Cut it last night. Thank you. Yeah, it was been having to cut it like every 2 days.
So is there a specific time of the day when you say you cut it last night? Is there do you prefer to do it like mid-afternoon, early afternoon, or just whenever time allows?
Kind of both, the time allows thing, but I think it's better to cut it. I don't think you ever want to cut it in the middle of the day, like on a hot Saturday or Sunday. You kind of want to wait to the evening. Mm-hmm. You can do it first thing in the morning too in summer, but the mildew and stuff on the grass sometimes won't. The professional lawnmowers can chop right through that, but mine and yours, if it's wet, you won't get a clean cut through the blade.
So then the morning isn't a good idea?
It's for us, maybe not, but like a golf course, their stuff's, they're working on,
we're on the golf course.
They got a high-powered horsepower engines, right? More horsepower.
Okay.
So those will cut through it, but it doesn't really matter.
Could you buy, I'm asking a dumb question, is there a mower you can buy that the golf courses?
Oh, yeah. The closest is what you got, and I had
the Toro pace setter.
That's a really good
30-inch cut.
Yeah,
not sponsored.
No, we should be sponsored, but that's a very, very, very good one. Toro makes a lot of the golf equipment, and so you can buy. They make it in California. It's called I can't remember the name of it, but it's actually an electric reel mower.
Yeah.
And you can do like greens, cut out greens, or take your grass down even lower. I thought California Cutter or something like that's called, but they're like $1,000, $1,500.
Well, so was this pace setter.
Yeah, I know, but the pace setter's going to cut it higher. This takes it down to like a green, like a putting green. And you have to have that to. And Toro makes them. Toro's is going to be like probably $3,000 to $5,000 to buy that one. But but I thought about doing it like in the middle, just a small little putting green. But then I would have to do 2 cuts, right? I'd have to do the regular cut, and then I'd have to take that green part down. I'd have to put sand and level it off and keep cutting it down to like really, really short, so you could actually putt on it. And then I thought about putting a flag in the middle. Yeah, like a Cubs 18th hole.
Ooh, that's a great idea. So when you mow, are you listening to something, or do you just have earmuffs on?
Great question.
Or what are you doing while you're
I'm usually
mowing?
listening to a podcast, the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast. Yeah.
Threw that softball in there and you nailed it.
Nailed it. That was a slow one, right down the middle.
Right.
It was smiling at me too.
Home run, producer Tony.
Yeah. But listen to podcasts or something, right? Catch up on something.
Yep, I'm the same way. I always wonder when I see people wearing earphones or whatever you want to call them, headphones.
Yeah.
If they're listening to music or nothing or whatever.
Do you?
Yeah, I listen to the same podcast. Yeah, while I'm mowing. Takes about 45 minutes-ish. Takes about 45 minutes to mow. I got to trim today. So, about 45 minutes. I just turn it on and kind of zone out.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Do you wear what do you wear? Headphones, or do you wear
Headphones?
I wear them too. Sometimes I sweat. These is what I wear.
Yeah. You wear those?
Yeah.
Not exactly those.
Yeah,
right?
these are Bluetooth. You can, and I just hook it to my phone.
Oh.
And then, but they'll sweat sometimes if it's hot out.
Well, yeah.
But
so are you a bandana guy, or are you a headband?
Hat. I usually have a hat. I used to have that American headband. I've lost it. I used to wear that. It'd keep the sweat out.
At your age, a lot of people do lose it.
Thanks, David.
I wear a headband, and if I don't, I'm a sweaty mess. I'm already a sweaty mess, but I mean, if I gotta wear a headband because it gets in my eyes if I don't.
So last night I walked out to cut the grass, probably about 6:30. So I walk out there and cut the grass, and so I have some grass seed in a bucket, and I thought I saw something move, man. I was like, uh-oh. Look over there. Oh, yeah, they're tearing through it, man. Tearing through it. And so I'm like, let me run up to the hardware store. I'll take care of you. And it's kind of gross. I mean, people have mouse traps, right?
Yep.
And then there's those glue traps, right? The little guy got caught in a glue trap, couldn't get out, couldn't resist the grass seed. Like I got this thing, put it in, went in the house, and it came back out, and then I heard it stuck to the glue trap. Yeah, kind of a harsh way, but anyways, then just dumped them in the trash. But yeah.
PETA, please send your emails hate emails to producer Tony at ShipsGonnaHappen.com.
But those little things are scary, dude. Ah!
Yeah.
I was like, I'm out. It was like so tiny. I was like, man, how could I be afraid of that little thing, man? It wasn't a guy with a gun in the garage.
It didn't have teeth going.
He's running away. Oh my God, it was
Killer
funny.
mouse.
Yeah.
Producer Tony's grass seed.
Yeah, loved it. Ate through a bunch of it. Like it's gone, man. Like in the corners up there, I killed the weeds and I was trying to grow some new stuff. And it's ate through the seeds and everything. So I was just like, wow, I was feasting on it.
So that morning I'm backing out of the driveway and I noticed a squirrel underneath one of the trees just kind of giving me the eye. And I'm like, well, he's not running. He's not even going anywhere. So I get in the truck and I back out and I go to work and I come home. So Sunday morning, I'm sitting on the patio just kind of enjoying a quiet morning. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this squirrel dangling upside down in the tree. And Tracy's placed 2 bird feeders in the tree. And he's just going to town. And they're empty. Oh, man. So he's knocking stuff. Yeah. He's knocking stuff off. And he's climbing down to eat. Yeah. And I'm like, this guy's smart.
Yeah.
And he gets back up and he knocks some stuff down and he goes back down.
Yeah.
Because when he's dangling up, it's just swinging like,
it's like a circus show, man.
Yeah. And Tracy's like, take a picture. And I go, I'm not taking a. You come out here and look. I'm not taking a picture.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
One time, Ann and I had some furniture on the patio, and the squirrel actually ate through our furniture.
Jeez,
And I videoed. It was unbelievable. Yeah, same type of thing. You got to watch with feeding them though, because sometimes they'll shake that seed into the ground, and you'll have all sorts of little things growing in your grass. Yeah, they dig holes in my yard. I'll find Piper goes nuts after them in the backyard. They'll come down, bury their nuts somewhere in my yard.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you'll find a mysterious hole, and you're like, God dang, man!
Like if you look at we just had our flower beds all redone and mulched and stuff, and you can tell where they've come in to because they go digging, burying their nuts or whatever. And I always say, like, well, what's going on here? And Tracy's like, critters are out. I'm like, no, critters are out. So yeah, it's part of whatever. It's amazing the little things that amuse you.
Well, yeah, and you've got a busy neighborhood you live in with a lot of mature trees, and it's a big neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
So you've got a ton of squirrels probably living in that neighborhood.
Yep, they are. You can see them. I always say they're doing parkour, like if our crabapple tree that's right outside the big front window. I'm like, well, squirrels are out doing parkour today, where they're just jumping from.
Yeah, that's cool though, man.
Well, to us it is.
Yeah, it's right. Everybody stopped listening.
They already stopped listening. Like, click, boring.
Yeah. But we got a good couple topics today, David. I had truck transportation jobs from Freight Waves. This was published Friday, February 7th by John Kingston. And then I think you've got a topic here with the Baltimore Bridge, right?
Yeah, just real quick, the Baltimore Bridge the port of Baltimore is set to reopen this weekend because the cleanup from the bridge will be completed this weekend. And then when they start to no official start date on the new bridge, but it's expected to take 2 years and a sum of $2 billion with a B dollars.
Wow.
Which actually seems low.
Yeah.
I don't know what it costs to build a road or a bridge, but $2 billion and I wonder how much of that ship line is going to, do you get them for all of it, or do you get them for, how are they not for all of it?
Man, the whole thing was weird. Like they let that ship sit there for a long time, right? And they just pulled that ship out right not too long ago, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's weird because that's like a main artery, right, for trade.
Yep.
2 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So do you know if they'll have like traffic? Are they able to do any traffic on it?
Yeah, it's starting this weekend.
Oh, you said that.
The port's opening back up.
Oh, okay.
But when they go to build a new one, it's going to take 2 years. So,
dang.
Yeah. I listened to a story about it this morning driving over, and it hadn't happened yet, but they do expect it to open this weekend sometime.
Holy cow!
So, to start unloading ships again.
Yeah, there's a lot
of Baltimore.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Probably at one time one of our biggest ports, right? Before the rest of the country grew up.
Right.
But yeah, it's a whole, I don't even know like what was the outcome of that. Did they find these guys?
You know what? I'm not 100%
Did they do anything like that? It's
I'll dig into that a little bit further, but right off, I'm not sure.
Yeah. And then, because I thought they detained the crew and stuff, and then I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But
it's been 72 days since that happened.
It's a long time.
It is, but it seems like it was sooner. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago, I guess. God damn it. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Maryland to
bleep that part out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, you can see here they're reopening it, blah, blah, blah.
Words.
Yeah. The
words.
were there ever charges? Baltimore Bridge. Charges.
Says Baltimore Bridge rebuild targets fall of 2028 completion. So a little bit more than 2 years. I guess it depends on when you start. So I don't see a start date. Huh.
The insurance payout was $350 million.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It is nuts.
But anyway, so that's good news, though. Get that thing back open. That'll probably create some decongestion in the other ports.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so David, I had truck transportation jobs down in May. Total now matches November, written by John Kingston, Friday, June 7, 2024. So I'll read you a couple snapshots of this. The truck transportation jobs took a significant dip in May, according to the monthly employment report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and now at levels they were at in November of 2023. Seasonally adjusted jobs fell by 5,400 to 1,550,000, according to BLS. That is exactly the same number as November. The decline is the largest since jobs began rising in 2020. The decline is the third largest since jobs began rising in 2020. That's got to be a big number. So
it's not just truck drivers; it's transportation, employment.
Mm-hmm. And then exactly, jobs. That's what they're saying.
But doesn't it? Are you all hiring? Just curious, or do you know?
We have hired, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, okay. Just all right. I mean, I guess again, it doesn't mean just truck drivers. It's all
warehousing,
all industry.
Yeah. So then, but then you read that, and then hear what I'm going to say next may make more sense. But the biggest decline post-pandemic was driven by the closure of Yellow Corp, when the BLS report for August noted a drop of 31,000 jobs. Mm-hmm. May's decline of 5,400 jobs is behind only that of the 5,700 jobs lost in September 2022 by Yellow. With the Yellow losses and the recent declines, the May total was 1,550,000, is now 24,000 jobs below the July 23 figure, which was 1,574,700, right before Yellow declared bankruptcy, ending the careers of thousands of drivers. The total is 29,000 fewer than a year before. So that obviously affected it. The decline is, so warehousing and storage seasonally adjusted jobs rose 700, but April jobs revised were down. And March jobs reported 2,100 fewer than the month before. After a wild volatility in 2023, when warehouse jobs in several months of decline, a warehouse job increase only occurred in 1 month last year.
Interesting.
Yeah, so a little bit of rocky stuff going on.
Did you read this story earlier in the week where there's some people are still trying to revive Yellow?
Yeah. I mean, I
don't get it.
I know. They're still holding on to some terminals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think if I read that right, I think they're still they have the lease rights to some terminals that they don't own. They're under a lease, so they are maintaining them still. And excuse me, and they and then that's when that gentleman or whoever says, well, we're going to try to. It's a different person now.
How are they trying? So I noticed this morning that they are still a stock trade. How the hell is that?
I know. Remember CF?
Mm-hmm.
CF had a office in Vancouver, Vancouver, Canada, north of Seattle, because there's a Vancouver, Washington, south of Vancouver. They had an office in benefits line, I think, up until like a couple of years ago. Not too long ago. Because
that stock still traded then?
No, but it was for a little while. And then, I don't know. It's weird, man.
$7.20.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
More than when they were...
How the F is that?
more than when they were open.
I don't get it. But how is somebody putting money in? I mean, there has to be some sort of... I don't know.
Backdoor money scam system. How could you NASDAQ? How could you be an officially NASDAQ certifying companies, right? And say that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can trade it. I mean, could you and I create a stock ticker? I mean,
Right.
yeah, that's a good question. That's weird. It's really weird. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up real quick. Why is yellow stock still being traded? Oh man. Well, it says it was suspended in August 2016, 2023. Common stock will continue to trade. What?
Or did I didn't look at it wrong, did I? I mean, that's what I'm looking at right now. Look at the Ark Bass stock. Jeez, Pete.
I'm not buying any of this stock.
Yeah. The advice given today should not be taken.
Oh my God. How could it be? $7? How could you make money on that?
How's it worth more now than it was when they were an actual company?
It's crazy. And they still owe the union like $5 billion, right? It's like,
jeez,
where'd that money go?
Yeah. How do you not make it? How much money have you made off of the terminal stuff?
I don't know. They made enough to pay debt down, the government back, the $700 million and all that. They made like $1.5 billion off the bankruptcy. Yeah, $1.5 billion, I think they made off of it. So they were able to, I think our buddy Tim still was owed paycheck or something, right? I don't want to speak for Tim, but I think he mentioned it. So, I mean, I think that some people were still owed money. I don't think they got paid. So it's, it's just crazy, dude. Weird.
If you look at all those stocks, or kind of some of them, they're all are a little like I still don't get it. The value of the Saya stock is $445.70.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they hit a groove in the economy at the right time. As they began to grow, the and let's just face it, ArcBest is under the same thing as a union carrier. I mean, they just didn't grow as much as the non-union carriers, right? And customers it's just crazy how it's all evolved, right? At one point, it was all.
But ArcBest is at 108.
Yeah, and they're a strong financial company. They do a lot of good things.
XPO is just a hair, like $1 more.
Yeah.
Dang.
So when you first started in this industry, I mean, how many union carriers did you do business? Did you know that called on you?
A lot.
Yeah. So now there's probably none or one.
And our Advance, Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the list goes on and on. Cross Cartage was, they were probably union, maybe. I don't know.
As they all started to decline, the non-unions, it was really Conway, right? There was
CF.
CF. Conway was the one that really was the big threat early on. And then they had the Conway East and Conway West.
And Central.
Yeah. Conway, CCX. That was a pretty good machine they had. Really well, put a lot of pressure on the industry. Service too, right? They were really good at service.
Yep.
So, and now they're XPO. So, but yeah, those stocks, man. So, it's kind of funny sometimes when you think the economy's struggling a little bit, you'll hear, well, the stocks are up. The economy seems to be doing well. And then kind of what comes to my mind is, well, the stock market always kind of does okay, right? And when companies are laying off thousands of people, their profits, it's affecting their profits positively, unless they're cutting to get to zero, right? If you're cutting to get to zero, you probably got a problem. But if you're cutting to maintain or grow, then you're probably going to be okay. So, but good stuff. We'll see. We got. The beginning of summer's not even began yet, but we'll have, and like we discussed before, those cyclical periods. Right now, we're in that cyclical period of where it's going to be down, right? So,
and then in 2 months, you're going to start to see Christmas stuff in the store,
right? School will be back.
Oh yeah, I mean, back around here, back to school's the end of July.
Yeah.
End of July.
My kids one time reported to school, I think it was July 28th. I was like, what? And then all the air conditioners, it was the first time they did it.
Yeah.
And all the air conditioners were breaking down in schools and stuff. It's like, you're spending more money. Ew, it's just, you know. So it looks like Caitlin Clark is getting some love.
She had 30. She had 30 last night.
Blew it up.
I played the Washington Mystics in Washington.
Worst team in the NBA, right?
Yeah,
2 worst.
And Washington was playing the second of a back-to-back, and I'm not trying to poop on what happened, but we only won by 2, or we, as in the Fever, only won by 2.
Yeah,
it's 85-83. Caitlin Clark had 30. Kelsey Mitchell had 16. Leah Boston had 10. It was they pulled it out of their backside. Is what they did.
Did you watch the whole game?
Didn't watch any of the game.
Oh, okay.
I read about it earlier this morning. I knew we would talk about it, and I watched the highlights.
Where do you find them on TV at? Are they on ESPN?
You know what? I'm actually not sure. Sorry.
Well, because we said that they were all on TV though, right? You can find them, right?
Yeah, Channel 13. I thought the NBC affiliate out of Indianapolis.
Oh, really?
I believe covers
most
of those games.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I've yet to watch one. I've watched a lot of highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
I've just not seen and following it, you know.
Yeah. So they hadn't played all week, and so yesterday was their first game. I'm not sure when they play again, but you know, it's a win. But it's not, to me. It's not. It's just, you beat the worst team in the league. It's not like you beat out Vegas, and it's not like you beat.
So instead of the first pick in the draft, we're looking at number 2.
Yeah,
right. That's fun to follow.
And we've had that. Oh, I mean, we had the number 2 pick a couple years ago, and then we had 2 consecutive number 1 picks, and we're still not worth a poop.
They'll get it around though. I think I think they'll get it.
Yeah.
Or do you think the Pacers? Do the Pacers own them?
Mm-hmm. They do.
You think the Pacers are going to let them win a world title before they do?
They already have.
Oh, that's right.
2012.
That's right.
Tamika Catchings.
That's right. Bam. David B. with the historical facts.
Get your poop together, Tony.
Damn. Bam.
Yeah, they already have.
Okay, so that's not an issue. Donnie Walsh isn't worried about that.
Yeah, well, Donnie Walsh he's not with the team anymore.
Oh, that's right.
I think my son of a bitch.
What's wrong?
My battery just out of my
Oh,
laptop.
it did?
That's so stupid.
Oh.
I blame me. So I'm going blind the rest of the way. I got my phone.
My iPad?
No, I got my phone. I got my phone here.
David Beaver.
Used to be on the wall.
The old man didn't bring his charger.
I thought it was.
Oh, man. Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh, no, that's not it.
That's your new computer, too.
Yeah.
What kind of plug-in does it take?
Oh, I'm good. I don't know what happened. It went. It's operator error. I got some juice left. Let's see what we can do here with this. But anyway, yeah, the Fever won last night, and it was again. Didn't beat anybody. So Monday, they play at Connecticut, and I think Connecticut's the number 1 team in the league, if I'm correct, or at least if they're not number 1, they're one of the top couple teams in the league. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Since the last time we recorded, Caitlin Clark was named NBA Rookie of the Month.
Nice, Caitlin Clark. Yeah, because you and I. So is it what's the nickname of that team?
The Connecticut Sun.
Yeah, they're 9-0, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
They're 9-0, and you know what?
They whooped us earlier in the year.
They're kicking the shit out of team. Oh my God, dude. 70-47.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they look pretty strong, dude.
I agree.
I don't want nothing. Them girls coming here. Yeah, the Mystics 0-11. Wow, dude.
Yeah, that's why I say that that win last night isn't anything to be like, Hey, we beat the Mystics. You're like, we beat the Mystics.
What's Chicago's nickname?
Sky?
Sky. 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're just ahead of the Fever by one game, really.
Mm-hmm. Angel Reese is having a good rookie year.
Yeah, she is. She had a great game the other night.
Mm-hmm.
She's tough, man. And she won't back down.
She got booted from a game the other day, and then the WNBA rescinded the ejection. They're like, it's not.
I know. I saw that. That was weak. Kind of surprised they did that, actually.
Yeah.
The look on her player's face was like, "What? You're what?"
Right.
It's like, "What?"
Yeah.
I wonder what happens to them if they get kicked out of a game. Do they miss pay?
Good question. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I wonder what those rules are. Hey, if you get kicked out of a game, why would we pay you for the full game? You know,
but you're under contract to play.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good question. That's a good question. I don't know.
Because then they would have to repay her for that, right?
Yeah.
But she didn't play it, would they?
Right.
Do players get paid that get kicked out of a game? They get kicked out of a game. It popped up, WNBA. It depends on what they negotiated.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Depends on what the contract says.
Some players, they like to be aggressive, and they might get a higher chance of being booted from a game, i.e. Dennis Rodman or Lambier, right? Because he could have got kicked out of any game he played. You know how physical they were. But you think about that. Michael Jordan, did he grab Lambier around the throat or something one time, and they didn't get kicked out of the game? It's like the craziest thing.
Something like that.
It was something like that, and they didn't get kicked out. They just got warned.
Yeah.
In technical fouls. It's like they should have been kicked out of the game.
Right.
But anyways, hey, it's looking up for the Fever, 3-9.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yep. I think they won 6 games last year. Yeah, I mean, it's just.
Oh, they only won 6 last year, so they're halfway there.
Something like that.
Well, they'll probably win more, hopefully.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
I still think they need to make a coaching change and just my own.
You been following my Cubbies?
No.
Third place.
I looked at the baseball's scores this morning. The first time all year I think I'd looked, and I saw the White Sox won. Are they the worst team in the league?
Yeah, 16-48.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Dang,
that's bad.
How are they drawing anybody, or do they draw?
Where they're located at, they really don't. There's been talks of them moving to Arlington Heights for the racetrack. It was always if I can't remember the gentleman's name that bought the San Francisco 49ers, Di Bartolo, wanted to buy the Sox. And part of the package was buying Arlington Heights racetrack and building a baseball stadium there. Steinbrenner and they all went nuts and didn't allow him to buy into baseball. So then that's why he bought the 49ers, because he was ultimately a baseball fan.
Wow.
Ray Kroc, the same thing. Ray Kroc wanted to buy the Cubs, got blocked, ended up buying the Padres. The guy from McDonald's.
Yep.
And he was at every Padres game. And he bought them, and they started to win. And they're the ones that beat the Cubs in the 1989 National League game. And I think the Padres went on to lose. But, yeah, so the Reds, looks like the Reds are having a great year. Third place. Great ballpark, man.
Are the Reds and the Cubs playing this weekend? I
believe they are, yeah. They had a game last night. Reds won 3-2. Okay, wow, the Reds are about ready to... Whoa. Wait, hang on. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-game stand with the Reds. The Cubs are currently 0-2 in that stand. And Reds are in second place.
Almost did Indianapolis Indians game last night. Almost. But I talked myself out of it. I wasn't sure how my evening was going to end up, and I like to sit in the Yingling area, which is they're $32 a seat, and you get wait service the entire time, and the wait service there is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, if they see your beverage is close to low, they don't. I mean, it's just like they're all like, boom, another one. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
I haven't been there in a long time. I need to go.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, there's it's a great entertainment right there downtown. The nice stadium. It's beautiful.
I used to. So when I was Ubering downtown last night, the traffic was really, really bad. Not last night, but yesterday afternoon. It was super bad, and we got detoured off of 65 onto 38th Street, and so we had to run Lafayette Road all the way down to 16th Street. And so the entire time that we're on Lafayette Road going down to 16th Street, that was the route I would take when I was a kid, back when I still lived with my mom and dad, and I would drive down to watch Indians games by myself when they played at the old Bush Stadium or whatever. Yeah. Man, and it kind of, that drive made me remember of taking that trip down Lafayette Road when, you know, it's not necessarily the best neighborhood in the world.
Were you there when it was live?
Bush Stadium?
Yeah, how old?
Back in the day, yeah.
When did they close it down?
18.
Really?
A long time ago. Was it 92?
I don't know.
Field's been not 100% sure.
So, but
they were,
because I've seen it before. It's unique looking.
Yeah. So I would go all the time.
Really?
Back when they were the AAA affiliate of the Montreal Expos.
Oh, wow. So what did they do with that area?
It's an apartment. It's loft apartments
now.
Oh,
okay.
Looks kind of weird. When we drove by yesterday, you could see inside the field area, and it still kind of looks like a field, but it's lost its,
yeah,
you know, when it used to be ivy all over the place on the wall. A lot of that wall's not there anymore, and it is what it is.
Wow.
This, you know, I like those old timey stadiums.
Oh yeah, I wonder how old it was. Do you have any idea?
Let me look at it. I think very.
Seems like I remember something about it. Oh, there it is, right there, Stadium Loft Apartments.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Does it give a year or? I think the oldest stadium now still in existence is somewhere in Alabama. I think it's in Alabama, like a minor league stadium somewhere in Alabama, and it's well over 100 years old, but they still play games there.
Like the oldest stadium. Wow.
The oldest baseball stadium.
Oldest baseball stadium in the U.S. Yes, they're just going to do major league parks here. Fenway.
Sons of Guns.
1912.
Oh, wow.
Wrigley Field, second.
Have you ever been to Boston Fenway?
No.
Me either. I went to Old Yankee Stadium way back in the day.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Flew in, super young, probably 19 or 20, not older than 21. Flew into LaGuardia, got a car, went to the game, got a hotel, had a pizza. I remember, like, it costing $25 then, and being like, Jesus Christ, $25 for a pizza.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, flew back. I think it was a Yankees-Rangers game, if I remember. Paul O'Neill was playing right field.
Paul O'Neill. That's going back. They did some good teams back then.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
David, it says here, even though Birmingham, Alabama doesn't have a major league team, this city has rich baseball heritage. The nation's oldest professional baseball park, still containing its original structure.
Boils from 3.
Built in 1910.
Dang.
With roots dating back to 1880s.
So I wonder, immediately the first thing that pops into my head is I wonder if there was a Negro League team that might have played there. Maybe? No? Just wondering.
It was the Birmingham Barons.
Mm-hmm. Which Michael Jordan played for them.
Yep. Called Rickwood home until 1988. Legends such as Babe Ruth, Satchel Paige, Jackie Robinson's all played games. I bet it was. It's now registered as a historic place.
Okay.
It's open to visitors who want to pay their respects to the granddaddy.
Oh, so nobody plays there anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's
Okay.
interesting, David. I did not know that.
So
Learning something on the Ship's Gonna Happen.
So when I would go down and when the Indians were the AAA affiliate of the Expos, like Larry Walker, Marquise Grissom, Delano DeShields, Andres Galarraga, Randy Johnson.
Oh wow.
Those are the guys that were coming up through the Expos farm, and that was some good. And the Indians were contending for championships back then. AAA championships.
I used to love the Montreal Expos hat.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was so
you see
cool.
some of those every now and again. Every now and again, you'll see an Expos hat.
They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked that, and for some reason, I used to like that old orange Houston Astro hat they had. Rangers have a good color scheme. Never liked the Padres. I don't like that color scheme, the brown and anyway.
And the image of a Padre swinging a bat, right? Wasn't there like a mascot type thing or something?
Yeah.
Whatever that was. I was always a Minnesota Twins fan too. Kirby Puckett, I thought, was just one of the best.
Twins had a cool color scheme too.
Pinstripe.
Yeah. Kirby Puckett was awesome.
Gone way too soon.
Yeah, they had a great team. I think they won a couple World Series, didn't they, with those guys?
I think so.
Yeah, pretty good squad there. Who else was on that team? Was Paul Molitor on that team? No.
He was a Brewer, wasn't
Brewer, yeah. Brewers. I like the Brewers hat too. It's like
We went to Old Milwaukee Stadium way back in the day too. They were building the new one.
yeah.
I've been to the new Milwaukee Stadium. Boy, it's been a long time. This won't get into baseball that much anymore. I don't know why. I do
hard
like it on the
to.
minor league level.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to Fort Wayne and watch the Tin Caps or down to Indy to watch the Indians, but Major League, meh.
I think it's hard to because it's a long season, right? So you think about baseball, you think about summer. I don't get into it really. I won't pay attention to it until like July,
But then in 2 months, or a month later than that, the football
starts.
You're like, okay.
So you're like done with baseball until the World Series, and then
I don't know.
it's kind of wild how they do their seasons. And then basketball lasts. I mean, we're just now into the championship, right? So,
Well, the NHL finals start today.
oh my God, I know. Winter sport.
Yeah. Miami against Edmonton. Or not Miami. Florida against Edmonton. Florida. The Florida Panthers are in Miami.
Isn't that crazy?
That's the two. This is the two
Most extreme
Yeah, the most miles between any two championship cities
ever. Wow.
Yes. And there's no straight way to get to Edmonton. Like if you and I were to fly to Edmonton today out of Indy, it would take like a day and a half because of all the connecting stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Wow.
Yeah. Edmonton's way up there.
So
Edmonton's way up there. That's good English.
It's way up yonder. But that's
Take
cool
the
though.
Train.
The good stuff, man. Were we going to do the 1993?
Music of 1993. Producer Tony, I'm not so sure that this list it's not popping out too much at least me.
1993.
When I go to, I'm kind of quickly,
Excuse me.
and I know I'm just skimming over this, and it doesn't sound good when we don't do our homework, but, man,
Oh yeah.
just kind of going through some of the news real quick.
Number one ain't bad.
Let's just do that. I'm tired of reading.
I will always
Boy,
love
what a
you.
talent! What a talent!
Yeah.
And gone again.
Way too early.
Way too soon. Whitney Houston, just very talented, very beautiful. Was that part of that song? And I'm not a movie dude. Is that part of a sound like? Is that a soundtrack song?
Yeah, I think it's from
Bodyguard.
what?
Bodyguard?
Yeah, Bodyguard with Kevin Costner. Yeah.
Is that where that's from?
Yeah, I think so. I will always love you.
So do you know that number 2 song? Whoop.
There it is. Whoop, there it is.
That surprised me that's number 2.
I know.
1993. That kind of tells you that.
I've heard that at some sporting events.
Yeah.
Whoop,
probably
there it is.
Probably the only.
Whoop, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a remake, right? UB40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a good. I like that song.
Mm-hmm. Nothing but a G thing.
Number Janet Jackson. She always, man. She's
Janet, yeah.
Yeah. So at number
Talented.
Yes, very much so. At number 11, Dr. Dre and Nothing But a G Thing, baby. That's why I work at Doc, not. That's why I work at a Doc.
Soul Asylum. Runaway train.
What number is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was dove 22.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine. Oh, wow. Yeah, Soul Asylum. I think Big Lefty goes to see them play.
Good band.
I think he's seen them in South Carolina and some other spots. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he does. I would. Some songs in here I'm not really familiar with. Some artists. Mr. Wendell, Arrested Development. I thought that was actually okay. I like that song. So just kind of looking through the list here. Man. A couple of other Whitney Houston songs on the list.
She was huge that year.
Yep, number 39, I'm Every Woman. Duran, still hanging on in 1993 with Come Undone. I do not remember that song.
I don't remember that one either.
Tina Turner, I Don't Want to Fight at 42. Hip Hop Parade at number 45, Naughty by Nature. Tony Braxton. Oh, yummy. Another sad song, another sad love song.
Well,
Number 52, Prince and the New Power Generation. It's a song called Number 7. It doesn't even ring a bell at all.
Don't remember it. Where were you in 1993?
Working the dock at General Foam. So Tracy was just graduating from IU. Yeah, just kind of 9 to 5 in it. Again, not 9 to 5. The hours were 7 to.
You were married?
No.
Not yet.
No. Next 94 is this year is our 30th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's in October, and we cannot come to a mutual agreement on what to do. Imagine that.
30 years later.
Yes. How about we do this? No. How about we go there? No. Why am I even bothering? No. But anyway. So yeah, 93 just trying to, at General Foam, 5 years into General Foam, probably making maybe $5 an hour. What about you? 93?
Jeez. Wow.
You weren't married. Were you married?
No, not yet. Hell, I was trying to think. I was just getting out of the military, 92. College, 93. Yep. Southern Illinois.
The Salukis.
Yep, the Salukis, 93.
Is that where you met Ann, or
Yeah.
did you know Ann prior to that?
No, that's where we met.
Okay.
Met there in the old college. I had a good time there. It was a good school.
Carbondale?
Carbondale.
Is that right?
Carbondale, yeah.
How far south is Southern Illinois University?
Oh, it's like just 30, 40 miles north of Paducah, Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah. It was, you'd always have some problems down there trying to watch sports because Illinois is really like 3 states within a state. You have the Chicago influence that just swarms all the way down to like Kankakee.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Central Illinois, who really, it's like 50-50 whether they might root for the Cardinals or the Cubs. Then you get Southern Illinois, and there's a lot less Cub fans. So, like, to watch sporting events, back then the St. Louis Rams were huge in football. And on Sunday, you couldn't really watch. You would struggle sometimes to find the Bears on because the people were watching the Rams. So the Southern Illinois people they wish they were in a different state, right? So the influence of Chicago dwindles as you get further south, just like it probably would here. But you can find, just like it might be where, I don't know, Chicago being a huge city, its influence is huge. So like I told you before, in middle school, we called it junior high in Illinois. But when the history teacher, who was from Southern Illinois, he asked everybody in class, what's the most southern city that they knew of in Illinois? And people were like, Calumet City. You're young, right?
Right.
The Calumet City? No, that's not it. Kankakee? No, that's not it. Where's the capital at? Springfield. Springfield's more south than Kankakee? Oh, Springfield. No. Cairo, Illinois is the most furthest southern city in Illinois, and it sits on the river. Very poor town, but it's the most southern city.
Dumb question. On the Ohio?
Yeah. So
sorry.
No. So yeah, no. It's a good question. So, everybody in class was like, "Well, we didn't know that," and he kept saying, "The influence of Chicago. You all think like you're the only thing in the state." And he's like, "There's a whole big state here," and then he would point.
I bet that would be a good scenic drive. No,
Southern Illinois looks a lot like Southern Indiana. Yeah, it's very pretty. There's
5 hours.
Yeah, from Chicago.
No,
from here.
Yeah,
probably 4 or 5. Yeah. You'd probably have to go south to 64. Oh, it would be great, dude.
So in the Jeep, it would take longer then, because wouldn't take.
It would take longer. You would love it though, because you should go to, if you do it, go to Giant City. That's where the glaciers finally rested, and it's kind of like, it's not mountainous, but there's cut out mountain type stuff. You're not big on top of a mountain, right? You might just go down a little bit, but yeah, there's a lot of rock caves in there, a lot of historic stuff. There's a nice river system that runs through there. Very friendly park. I used to go there all the time. Loved it. A lot of nature walks. It's just a beautiful park. But they're similar. It would remind you. Okay, yeah, it would remind you of Brown County. Is kind of what it looks like in Southern Illinois a little bit. Yeah, probably a little bit more hilly in Southern Indiana.
I was going to say probably more hilly, based off of your description with the stupid glaciers making their impact.
Yeah, but it's a lot of historic stuff down there. Great. You wouldn't think you were in Illinois. It doesn't look like it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I used to drive back from Chicago. It's a 5-6 hour trip from Chicago to Southern Illinois. It's not a fun drive.
That's on the interstate.
Yeah, it's all I-57 north. It's not a fun drive. You're going through, it's a long state, right? So it'd be like going from northern Indiana to southern Indiana. That's
Evansville.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, yeah, that would be a good.
There's no straight way to get to Evansville.
Right. That's a good comparison. Yeah, it would take you a while, and then you're in a different time zone in Evansville, but not in Illinois. You're in the same. But
yeah.
But when I was a sales manager, that used to drive me nuts, man.
The time.
Yeah, because I had a rep down there, and I'd meet him, and he's a great guy, and the whole territory's on one time zone, and then his territory, he might have to go a little bit north and be in a different time zone. So it was just hard so I always ask, well, what time is it that we're seeing this customer? What time zone are we seeing this customer? And he'd be, oh, yeah. Because it might be this time at this, Eastern, and then you got to go 20 miles to this other account or whatever, because it's country spread out. And then it might be Central Time. And you're like, damn. And then, that was before really, well, we had cell phones, but then your cell phones time would change. It's the only way you knew really what time it was or
But
where
then
you were.
You didn't have good reception though.
No,
I mean,
not down there. You
not
didn't.
like-
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bizarre. I tended to want to meet him somewhere because I'm like, I don't know what time it is.
Well, we've had this talk in the past. I mean, the timer, like, there was one time that we hopped in the Jeep and took a scenic back road drive to Illinois, and legit, as soon as you cross the state line, you're like, where are we?
Mhm.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, it's a completely different landscape. And it was intriguing. And to go, I bet going down there to Cairo would be a nice little
That'd be
road trip.
wild.
Just saying.
Be
Yeah,
wild.
Maybe we'll do that sometime. Get the Jeep and.
But that's funny you say that because when I cruise if you go into Dayton, Ohio looks a little different than Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana looks different. You know what I mean?
Right.
In Kentucky,
Right.
you're in Kentucky. You're
Yeah.
like, whoa, I'm in Kentucky now.
Yeah, you're just randomly on this back road and you kind of cross this state line and you're like,
Yeah.
okay. And
Yeah.
again, not in a bad way. It's
Right.
just like, we're not in Indiana anymore.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
That's cool though that you do that. That would be a great Jeep trip, man. But yeah, you probably that would be David, that might be 6-7 hours. Yeah, you might have to spend the night. Or you'd have to get up and leave at 6 in the morning.
Go by myself then.
Yeah. 6, 7 in the morning, get you there noon, 1 o'clock. Then you wouldn't be back till midnight probably. Yeah.
No, I mean, something different, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be cool though. It's beautiful scenery.
I've only had the Jeep out once this year so far, so I need to get the Jeep
Get
out.
some trips.
Mm-hmm.
So the number, I looked up the rock top alternative songs, 1993. Bjork, Debut.
Okay.
Jim Blossom's Hey Jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this one. Liz Phair, Exile in Guyville.
Oh,
Do I know it?
you, yeah.
Okay.
So that comment is,
Okay. I'll look it up.
Dave Lusting. So
REM, Automatic for the People.
yeah.
Nirvana, My Sister.
Mm-hmm.
Cracker, Low.
Yeah.
Cracker.
Mm-hmm.
Belly Star.
So Liz Phair, extremely underrated. I think if you heard one of her songs, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah. She still performs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm looking her up now.
Please do.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Oh, I remember her.
Yeah.
She's my age.
Okay. 29.
I know. She looks good. Thank you, David. Wow. Wow. She still looks good.
Mm-hmm. She's really good. I think her band, I mean, there was one time where I walked into Square Cat and they were playing one of her albums, and I just, the people that were working, I go, Liz Phair. They're like, you know this? I go, yeah, I know this. And so I'd come in on the album, post the hits off of the album, and I'm like sitting there waiting the entire time. I go, I must have missed something. They're like, yeah, you walked in about one song too late. I'm like, damn it.
Oh.
So,
5'2".
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Very, very, I think attractive. Very attractive. Yeah. She, yeah. Yep.
Chicago, Illinois. She's born in New Haven, Connecticut. Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that.
Yep.
And then I hate to admit, I don't know the song My Sister from Nirvana.
I do not either.
I
do not.
Big Nirvana fan. Oh, well. Well, then Nirvana came out with Heart-Shaped Box that year.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it seemed like
We were at Square Cat yesterday afternoon ish, and they were playing. the band the Gorillaz. Do you know who Gorillaz is? They're kind of a techno.
No, I've never.
Right in this, probably not that. Maybe not that soon, but they were kind of the first kind of techno. I don't want to say pop, but rap kind of with a hard. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Run DMC was hard rap, but I don't know, kind of just that different kind of. If you know who Skrillex is, kind of maybe like the pre-Skrillex, like where it was more techno than instruments, more electric kind of music.
Yeah, it says.
I don't know if I'm making what I'm trying to.
1998, maybe.
Probably is, yeah. And but anyway, they were playing one of their albums, and I knew exactly who. And I was with Chase yesterday, and I go, based off of the lyrics, can you tell who this is? And he was like, no clue.
Huh.
No idea.
They got a song called Clint Eastwood.
That's one of their hit songs. Yeah. Yeah. If you heard that song, you might know who it is, but.
Yeah, I think I do, because it's got. Did they do the Good, Bad, and Ugly theme? Like they got some music.
Kind of goes. It starts off. Wah, wah, wah,
yeah, that's it.
kinda,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. I do remember that. David B. Man, pulling it deep out. That might have been a 4th and 1 touchdown, dude. God.
From the 50.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm going there tonight. There's a band.
Are you?
There's a couple bands. One of the guys from the shop is in a band there tonight. He's a blues.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. Yeah,
he's got a blues. They play.
Yeah.
His genre is blues, and I like blues, so I think I'm going.
That's tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Got Schmoody and a Blowfish.
You going to Hootie and the Blowfish?
Yeah.
Tonight? Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Is there an opener for that?
Don't know.
Yeah, probably better.
Don't know.
I gotcha.
Don't care.
Yep. I understand.
You know what? It'll be.
It's raining.
This will be the opener.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's good stuff, though, man.
Yeah. All right.
So we covered the trucking news. 1993 music was.
So
Man, it's drifting away from us as we're getting.
I think everything is. Isn't it?
It's drifting. Yeah.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that these cargo shirts that I'm wearing today aren't popular anymore.
They are.
BS.
I've got a pair of them. They're very popular.
So then that must be true.
Yeah.
So coming over this morning, I know that 465 is closed. So in my head, I'm like, I got to take an alternate route. And so I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go down Meridian Street to Washington and come over. And on my way down, I noticed that there's more cops out than usual, that have people pulled over. And I'm like, okay, I wonder what's going on. And I'm a 5 over guy. I just 5 over and go. Normally never get not pulled over, knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't pulled over today. And so I'm just seeing random. And so anyway, that's not part of the story. So anyway, I get off out Michigan or Meridian Street exit, and I'm going down, and I forget, it dawns on me. I see all these cops lined up on a bunch of the roads going down, and I'm like, oh poop, today's Pride Parade. I'm like, I gotta get out of here quick, because there's just people in droves.
Oh my God.
Walking to where the parade is going to be. And I'm like, oh crap. So I'm glad I got out of there quick. I mean, if I would have been 5 or 10 minutes later, I probably would have been screwed, because there's people everywhere.
Oh my God.
I'm like, holy crap, I better get out of here. And thankfully I didn't get caught in that parade traffic. I'm like, oh geez, there was just people everywhere. So anyway, that was my story. So I detoured correct and just timed it just perfect to get here right when I, get here like right at 9 or whatever.
So you and I had a conversation a while back about ramp meters.
Oh yeah. Have you had any run-ins with these ramp meters, or have you avoided them, or?
Oh my God.
Is there a way to? Or
it's unbelievable.
Really?
It's so
bad or good? Or
I'm all about being safe.
Oh, okay.
and having safety, but I don't understand it. I think it's a hazard right now because what I saw the other morning was, man, it was infuriating. So the lights left to get on 465 to turn.
Okay.
So you turn to get onto the ramp, and then the ramp light's red.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't turn because now the traffic's all the way backed up into the intersection that you're trying to make a left
On
onto.
Brookville Road?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
So then now the light turns red, and now the traffic going east and west can't go west or east because there's cars in the middle of the lane waiting to get on the ramp. So you can't go anywhere. So you just wait. People are honking, mad because they can't get, their light's green and they can't get through the intersection. And then there's like no traffic on 465. And you're like, what is this all about? So I just looked it up, and there's a lot of stuff on Reddit, Indianapolis. Ramp meters are a colossal waste of money. They are just a flashing light. All it does is back up the on ramp. Why are we doing this?
So did you experience this more than one day? Or
Yeah. It's garbage, man.
Oh, wow.
They don't have the light timed up with, but if you timed up the ramp light with the turn on lamp, the left turn, then I guess why would you need the ramp light, right? So, I don't know. Maybe they need to make the on ramps 5 miles long. You know what I mean?
That's already a long on ramp.
It is. I mean,
Unless I'm missing something.
It's long and it turns, and then you have an extended right hand lane almost all the way down to the 70 split.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know why we need it there. So I mean, like, again, I'm all about being safe, but it's just, I don't see how it's I don't see how it's helping, David.
So do you have an alternative route, or is that not feasible?
Yeah,
or?
Usually I try to stay off the interstate as much as possible, but sometimes I can't. So I guess I could, but it'd be a lot of red light traffic. I try to avoid it as much as I can.
So does your wife bump into that too, or does she?
She
not?
does it every day, I think. Sometimes she just takes Washington Street all the way in, which is save her time probably, or she'll take 70 in or something,
Mm-hmm.
so she can avoid that.
Not the safest.
No, I prefer to take
Mm-hmm.
the highway, the interstate, but yeah, it's a little. I mean, I think the city does a good job with its construction and the things they're trying to do, but some of this stuff. I mean, I could see putting a ramp meter on I-94 in Chicago. We're Indianapolis. We're not, I'm not trying to belittle this, but we're not New York. We're not Chicago. We're not L.A.
But Minneapolis has them. They've had them forever. That's the first time I've ever experienced. To your point.
Yeah.
To your point is what I'm getting at is I don't get why a city the size of Indianapolis or Minneapolis
Would need
those
them.
things.
Yeah, I didn't know they had them. I know Chicago has them. I'm sure California has them, but
What kind of blowback they're getting off of that stuff?
Oh, it looks like it doesn't look good.
There also has to be blowback on that 65-70 split that's still effing works up to 21st Street on a daily basis.
Yeah, they're putting them in at Emerson.
Mm.
It seems like they're putting them all in on the east side.
Is that why the southbound 465s are closed?
Oh.
Mm.
Well, that's weird too, man. I mean, it's like to shut down 465 from essentially Allisonville Road all the way to Southport.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude,
that doesn't make any sense.
To do that all at one time is just it's amazing. I mean, we ought to be able to. If you dropped a piece of food out your window, by the time we're done with all this stuff, and you were hungry still, you should stop and pick it up off the ground and eat it. I mean, as much money as they're putting into this stuff, but Yeah, it wasn't pleasant. I'm sure hopefully they'll figure it out. It's frustrating, or I'm going to figure out a way to avoid it because I did not see it actually cost me more time. It cost me, I figured it out, I think 3 to 6 minutes. Wow. It cost me.
So what would your alternative route be? Like take German Church up to...
Yeah, that's not bad. It's up to 70. You could take German Church over to Post.
Okay.
Make a left on that one street and then go to Post. But you could go all the way up German Church Road too. Mm-hmm. Usually what I do is I go out 9.
Oh.
And then or Mount Comfort Road all the way up to Noblesville. If I got that, go there. That's usually what I'll take up. Is I'll just take Mount Comfort Road all the way up. I won't get on the interstate.
Okay.
For that 69 fiasco.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even want to go. I won't even go there. Just go the back way.
How many times do they work on that?
No.
Jeez.
I mean, it used to be a lot faster to go that way. Like Shelby lives in Noblesville.
Okay.
So,
does she like that?
Yeah. At night, you can, traffic, you can be there pretty quick. Mm-hmm. But really during the day now, the back way is just as good as the interstate way. So
I go into work at midnight and somebody else is on the road at the same time I am. Just one car. I'm like, boy, the hell is there another car on the road?
Damn traffic. This is crazy. It's getting busy at night. It's one car.
On my 4-mile drive to work every day.
That's hilarious.
Damn it. Get off my road.
Man, it's busy.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, it's funny. You're the only car.
Yeah. This road's mine.
That's funny. Good stuff, though, David B.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you got going on today?
I got to trim when I get home. Aaron texted me late yesterday. Went to golf today.
Always want to golf today.
No, not today.
Yeah, that's tough.
Not today.
Yeah.
I haven't swung a club in a decade, probably.
Might be good for you, though.
Yeah. No, completely.
Yeah.
But I'm more like, like I mentioned earlier, today would have been a good disc golf day.
Oh, yeah.
Really good disc golf day.
They do it out in that park all the time.
There isn't anybody else around.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about somebody coming up.
Yeah.
I gotta come through. Because I suck at golf.
Suck. I see those guys playing out there. They will take Piper over to the park. And they're out there quite a bit doing it. There's one gentleman I see out there all the time. Older gentleman. And he's like really focused in on it. And he's got the weighted ones, and he's tossing it. And some of the throws, it looks like you're like, no way, dude. Mm-hmm. You're like, whoa,
nails it.
Yeah, wow. So that's a cool sport.
Yeah,
I like watching the highlights of those throws where they throw across the ponds and stuff. That's pretty cool, man. Takes a lot of strength to do that.
Yeah, I got to trim the yard, and then I think I need a nap, and I'm gonna go watch a band at Square Cat.
Oh yes,
I want to be supportive of.
He'll appreciate that.
I've supported the other employees that have had bands there, and I kind of feel obligated to support everybody. So,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, and it's something different.
Yeah, for sure. It's good stuff.
So now I'm weighing in my head: do I not drink and drive down, or do I drink and Uber down? So that's a tussle.
Uber.
It's always the safe.
Yeah.
It'd probably be $60 round trip, which is far cheaper than the alternative.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh
God, yeah. For sure.
But then if I'm by myself, I'm not a big drink by myself guy. So if I go alone,
you might not drink.
I probably won't, because I just don't. And they've got other coffees and stuff there. Not that I'm a coffee guy, but gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Had a bad restaurant experience last night.
You did?
Not all overly bad, but so tried out a new place in Lebanon. Normally we don't go to dinner in Lebanon. I'd rather leave town instead of stay in town. And man,
was the food? Was it service? Both?
Service.
Wow.
So,
what kind of restaurant? Was it steak? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. sat outside, beautiful evening to sit outside. And so two of us, my buddy orders a root beer and I ordered a Negroni. It took 25 minutes to get the Negroni. And I'm like, they're like, we had a lot of drink orders come in at once. I'm like, well, there ain't nobody here. Who drink orders? And but I didn't cause. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Is what it is. You know, wedge salads come out. We had to ask for cracked black pepper. We shouldn't have to ask for it.
Right.
It should be part of what you're doing. And then, so I order a couple more cocktails as the evening goes on. And as we're kind of finishing up, we're sitting outside, and at the front of the sidewalk, and we're sitting way inside of this area that they have for outside seating. There's some waitress that yells at us, "You guys doing all right down there?" really loud. And we're like,
No.
Are you effing kidding me? And I just was like, all right.
Was it like a grand opening?
No. It's been there quite a while.
Wow. But have you had a good experience before there?
Never had been.
Oh, never.
First time.
Wow.
First time. My family's been there and spoke highly of it. I'm like, oh, okay. And so Chase doesn't drink, so I'm like, all right, since he's not drinking, we might as well go somewhere in Lebanon so that way he can just drive me home instead of spending money on Uber. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of it's a place you want to. I hope this place works out, because it's nope,
not gonna do it. Wow, that stinks.
Oh well, it is what it is.
Was the drink good when you got it?
Meh.
Well, did you put another one? Well, you probably keep putting orders in ahead of time.
I did. Tony B knows me.
Yeah.
Producer Tony knows me. Yeah, exactly what I did.
You have to. God.
Exactly what I did. It was okay. Considering it, so I was in a sip drink mood, and I actually got what I wanted. I got good sip drinks. Not drink where I'm like,
right.
Like I'm gonna pound many beers as I can.
Right.
This was a good conversation, atmosphere, beverages. The beverages, yeah, it was just the overall kind of like.
What were you sipping?
Negronis. Two Negronis and a mule.
Oh,
Moscow
you like
mule.
those Moscow mules,
Yeah.
boy.
This one was good. All the drinks were, in all fairness, the drinks were good. Not great. The best Negroni is St. Elmo. Oh my God, that Negroni is.
I don't think I've ever had one.
It's good. It's gin, Campari, and vermouth, and like a light or a orange wedge or orange slice, not orange peel or a lemon peel, one of the two. It's a good Italian drink. You see, like in The Sopranos, I think they were drinking them in The Sopranos. If you watch that.
Oh yeah, I'm looking it up right here. Yeah. Dang.
I've had bad ones.
Do they give you the orange peel with it too?
Last night it was a lime.
A lime.
Which was fine. It was citrus, so yeah, it was all right. It was just a kind of like a disappointed thing. Not like man, just you got a good thing going here. You just don't yell at us like, "Are you guys all right?" instead of walking to the damn table.
Did she have smoke in her mouth?
No.
You guys are all right now.
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Mildred, and I wonder, are you guys doing okay? I tried a country fried steak.
Yeah, I've never had one of these. I
They're
don't
good.
think. I have to try it.
Yeah.
It says it's very popular.
You got. They're hard to find. Like the Great Divide doesn't make them.
Oh, they don't.
They don't have They don't have Campari. Yeah, that's the ingredient. Like the kicker that most places don't have is the Campari.
Why is that? You think?
So I'm not sure. Like every time we go to Cobblestone in Zionsville, I'm always like, the same people are working. I'm like, you got Campari yet? They're like, no, not yet.
Oh, I see why.
Is it that expensive?
It's specially made. It's is an Italian alcoholic liquor considered, I don't even know that word, obtained from infusion of herbs and fruit and alcohol and water. It is a type of bitters. It's produced, looks like by one company in Italy. Wow. But it says here its main ingredient to make it taste good.
Yeah. The best one has been at St. Elmo. That's by far.
Yeah, I
the
bet
best.
they know what they got.
Yeah.
And the colors right and all that, right?
Yeah. It was one time I went and got it. I forget where I was, and it was like solid red. And I'm like, uh-oh. And it was bad.
Really?
Really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you turn it back in or?
I just didn't drink it.
Oh.
I ordered something else.
They didn't make you pay for it.
I was the guest.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't, I'm not sure what happened. I did drink a skunk. We were at Pearl Street early evening or early afternoon, mid-afternoon, whatever. And I got a draft beer, and I'm like, oh, gee. And, kind of took 2 drinks just to make sure it wasn't me. And I'm like, oh my God, it was skunk. I'm like, I can't drink that.
What is that? Is it just foul?
Yeah, I'm
beer?
not sure. It was Miller Lite out of the tap. And
Yeah.
I'm like, the waitress, Kate didn't know. She's like, I don't know. Sorry. Like, that's fine. Just seems weird that it was. I'm like, whoo.
Campari was invented in 1860
Wow.
by Caspar Campari in Novaria, Italy.
It's definitely a good sip cocktail. If you're out with, like, if you and Ann maybe ever be out for a meal or something, order one.
Yeah. How do you come up with that though?
The drink, you mean?
Like Campari. How do you
good
come up?
question.
How do you come up with that?
Mm-hmm. How do you come out with Malort? Have you ever
Yeah,
drank Malort?
no.
It's the worst. Excuse my language. It's the worst thing you'll ever taste. It is
What
so
is it?
bad. It's a wormwood. It's a wormwood. It's made in Chicago. It's a Chicago, like people in Chicago are like Malort, like it's, you're just like, oh.
What's it called again?
Malort, Malort. Look at the YouTube video. There's like it's called Jepson's. I think Jepson's is the manufacturer. Jepson's Malort, not sponsored. And it is god awful. And I think it's just a rite of passage. There's a drink called the Chicago Handshake. Like if you and I went to Kuma's Corner right now and ordered 2 Chicago handshakes, they would bring us out 2 shots of Malort and 2 PBRs, where you would slam. Yeah, that your face you're given is the right face. You would slam the Malort and then immediately chase it with the PBR.
Oh my God. Throwing back a shot of the bitter liquor is practically a rite of passage for many. If you stay long enough at any Chicago dive bar, you'll likely see people order a Chicago handshake.
Yep.
Wow.
We were about a month ago. We went to Kuma's Corner, and Mac's younger brother, him and I were playing cornhole, and he lost. And the bet was that if he lost, we were going to do shots of Malort. So technically, we both lost because we both did shots. We both did Chicago handshakes. So we get there and order these Chicago handshakes, and he throws that effing thing down like he'd done it 20 times before, and he had no idea what it was. I go, you're going to regret this one. And I'm like, going, oh, giving the Malort face, and he's like, pow.
Like
I'm like, mother F. And he did it like he'd done it 500 times.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Was he all right?
Yeah, I was the one that I lost. I mean, technically, because I couldn't handle it. I mean, I did, but he did it far better than me. Far better than
Man, you know what you're talking about. Jepson's Malort.
Malort.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube, there's some funny videos of people drinking Malort, and I think even one of the Jepson's people, like one of the family Jepson people, he's on there doing it. It's freaking hilarious.
I'll have to check that out. It
It's
says
funny.
it's all is Malort and
Malort.
a hallucinogenic?
Oh,
It's also
What?
one of the main ingredients in absinthe.
absinthe.
Yeah.
Absinthe. Something like we
It has an extreme low level of it.
so same type of same type of liqueur or whatever.
Mhm. Yep.
So if we go to Imbibe, which is around the corner from, around the corner from Square Cat, there's this place and they sell absinthe. And there's if you smell, so Tracy and I were out a couple weeks ago and she had a little sip of it. It tastes and smells, and it tastes and smells like those, you know what those Necco wafers are?
Yeah.
Like the black Necco, grayish black Necco wafer that has that little bit of a licorice kind of ish taste to it. That's what absinthe tastes like.
Did she have any effect? Feel anything off of it when she did it?
So the bartender, whose name is Eli, and he's freaking awesome. He just gave her a little taste, a sip, because she had asked, and he gave her a taste of something else. I don't know what it was. So it's a really. I didn't know that about the hallucinogen thing.
The chemical compound that supposedly causes mind-bending effects, so that the only trip you'll be making is the one-way journey to Bitterville. Wow, that's interesting.
Well, but I've drank 3 of them before, and I've definitely felt like weird.
Yeah,
but I always just chalk it up for.
But they'll probably don't last long, though.
Yeah, I just chalk it up as a drunk feeling. I don't.
It's banned in Ohio.
Sons of bitches.
Why is Malort banned in Ohio? It's only sold in Chicago. Oh, wait. No. Now it's sold in 30 states.
Yeah, I was going to say they sell it at the Great Divide.
They do?
Mm-hmm. You know, Kuma's Corner and the Great Divide are the only 2 places I know of in Indy that has Malort. There are probably some other spots, but they push it at Kuma's Corner. That was like the very first time I had it was there, and I think they did it just like there's a bet. Here's what I think at Kuma's Corner. I think there's a bet between the employees of like let's see who can get it. I'm dead serious. And I think when they got me, they're like, sucker.
We got one.
We got one. That fat fucker over there.
Wow. I did not know. I grew up there and didn't know about that.
Yeah, Jepson's Malort. It's been around a long time too.
Yeah. The only thing I knew was
I think there's a jalapeno flavored too. I think they have like every now and again you'll see like a different flavored Malort. Oh, it is so bad. Oh.
What's the most famous drink in Indianapolis?
I'm gonna guess Busch Light.
You may be surprised to learn Indiana's most popular cocktail is Tequila Sunrise. I've never had a tequila.
So I think Tequila Sunrise.
Hoosier Heritage.
I don't know what that is.
Knob Creek Rye Whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that at a lot of bars.
Yeah, I've had once or twice. I'm not at once or twice.
Whiskey is the most popular, they're saying here, based on research data, Indiana's favorite alcoholic beverage is whiskey. I would have never guessed that.
Mm. Huh.
According to the 2007 115th General Assembly of Indiana State Resolution Number 20, the official beverage of Indiana is water.
Fair. Yes.
Oh, my Lord. Here are the 3 most popular drinks in the world: water, tea, fruit juice, coffee, beer, wine, milk, below beer and wine.
I've never been able to acquire a taste for tea.
I can do sweet tea, and then Starbucks has a, you might like that. They make a mix of a lemon peach tea. It's like a good, like it's like kind of like an Arnold Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Who's the biggest drinking city in the U.S. per population? Your guess.
New Orleans.
Close. They're on the list. Number 1, you're going to be surprised.
Drinking city. Not Boston.
Nope. North.
Oh.
I'll give you a hint. North.
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
All right, fair, I guess.
24.6% of the population drinks regularly. Wow.
Do you drink regularly, or do you
Not really, no.
just once a week, for sometimes twice?
Yeah. I don't drink
Not-
that much.
And it's always socially. It's never
Yeah.
ever alone.
I'll do shots with the kids and stuff when they come home, and but they'll drink.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drink some tequila. I really don't. Or Coors Light, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really never did drink on a regular basis, but I don't mind it. It's kind of fun when you're at home.
Like last night, I didn't drink much because, again, I was drinking by myself. Even though I was with company,
Yeah.
I don't like drinking alone. I'm just not comfortable with it. So I had a few. I went home on the sober side, which is fine.
The drunkest county in Indiana is Newton County.
That doesn't even make sense. There's nothing there.
It's along the border of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
25% of the county's residents admitted to heavy drinking. I mean, it's probably like a completely weak stat, but
It seems like dumb analysis, because it probably is like a farm county, right?
Pepsi's the number one soda drink in Indiana.
Blah.
Sierra Mist
Mhm.
was quite popular. Lost that title in 2022. Pork tenderloin sandwich, Indiana's famous for.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They call soda pop in Indiana.
Okay. Well, so I think it seems like in our household, it was always, no matter what the brand of soda, it was always Coke. Like, even though
They just meant something like a tab or whatever else.
right. Even though
Give me a Coke.
you might have said,
Yeah.
I want a Sprite or something, like, grab me a Coke. I mean Sprite or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong. It just seemed like it was that way.
Sierra Mist is kind of like a 7-Up, or no?
Do they still make that? I thought Starry
sure.
was the. Didn't they replace Sierra Mist with Starry?
Did they? I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure.
I'm not sure.
I had a buddy that always drinks Sierra Mist. I never quite liked it.
I'm weeding myself. I have been for a while off of trying to get off of pop. Trying.
Coke's your choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard because I have too. I was a Pepsi guy, still kind of am. I drank one the other day, but I cut it way back.
Mm-hmm.
My weight dropped too
Mm-hmm.
from it. It's a lot of calories, man. Like in the Pepsi bottle, it's 240 calories
Mm-hmm.
for a 20-ounce Pepsi.
Hmm.
But those McDonald's Cokes, though, phew, those are good.
I got one this morning. I left a little early, filled up gas tank, swung by, and that was the thing. It's just that taste that, like, I'm like, ooh, man, I
Yeah.
like that taste. And I still have half of it in the car. I'm not gonna drink the rest of it. I'm just like,
those
now
are
I'm- those are awful. Those are awful.
I can remember having a Coke, getting a breakfast at McDonald's, and getting a Coke for the breakfast, and then going to make sales calls and it hotter than heck out, and then you're kind of like, man, I'm still thirsty, and that Coke's still kind of good, and you're like, yeah, it's not bad,
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying, man. It sits for a while though. It's like, hell, I think when I was young, I think I got back in my car one day, and I had a McDonald's bag in there, and I was hungry, man, and there was some fries in there left over. I ate them.
Have you ever done so you're going to, you're swinging through the McDonald's drive-thru and you get a meal, and then do you ever get like an extra fry to kind of eat? Like, let's say you're going to go to the office or whatever, and you're going to use that extra fry to eat as your drive. I did that once, and I'm never doing it again.
No, hey,
I'm just like, Jesus, you fucking pig. Excuse my
Dave,
language.
that's funny. But you know what I did? I was in a bind. I was out in the middle of nowhere making calls, and I didn't have lunch. So I was like, man, the only thing here is McDonald's. I was like, I haven't had a Big Mac in a while. So I was like, and I've lost some weight. So I was like, all right, what, I'm just going to get this Big Mac. I'll tell you what, man, it is hard to eat a Big Mac in a car.
Yes.
I mean,
It's just like trying to eat Taco Bell in the car.
Yeah.
What the hell am I doing?
Or Portello's, like an Italian sandwich,
Uh-huh.
Italian beef. Oh my God. I was like, wow. It was just like the lettuce is falling out. Then I ate like half it and I was, man, I don't feel good. I was like, man, that sauce is not sitting good with me. Kind of felt like, I don't know what the hell they put in those things, but it's like, I just felt kind of like, whoa. Then I put it in a box and started driving. And then I was like, wow, well, it wasn't really that bad. So then I start gnawing on it again.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, my stomach hurt. And I had to make I had a number 2 mystery pop up. And I was like, gosh dang, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. And, gas stations aren't the best places. I got to find a CVS or, somewhere like that. There's no hotels and stuff. Over there's a CVS. It was in Elwood and they have a CVS. And I was like, thank God. And, cause they do have clean bathrooms at CVS.
Yeah.
But and you get your own private little stall there. But yeah, that did not go well. I haven't been back to McDonald's since. Yeah. Nasty.
Clean. I'm trying to think of anywhere that has a good restaurant, like probably rest area, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, rest areas are good.
Maybe.
Rest areas, CVS, hotel. We go on
Yeah.
vacation. The kids used to use the bathroom. I'd be like, let's find a hotel off the exit. Bam.
Yep.
They go in there, get your own private little room.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time I pre-checked out a gas station bathroom that Shelby was going to go into, and I looked in there and read the writing on the wall, and I was like, yeah, we're probably, this bathroom's out of operation, pumpkin. Let's go somewhere else. There might be a camera in that damn thing.
Is there a glory hole?
I saw, dude, I wouldn't have been surprised. I mean, it was nasty. Vulgar words, phone numbers, names, addresses. I mean, it was weird, man.
Wow. The Murphy's and the Murphy gas station in Lebanon has a good bathroom. Probably only been in there once, I guess. It's literally around the corner from the house. I'd rather go home.
Imagine being a truck driver. You don't have a lot of options, right?
Nope.
Not a lot of options.
Nope.
Man. Well, David B.
Producer Tony, thank you very much. Appreciate everybody listening. If anybody still is listening.
Oh, yeah. It's a good show, man.
ShipsGonnaHappen podcast.
We are out. David B., have a great
You
weekend,
do the
brother.
same, Producer Tony. Thank you.